Well, I would say if you were to throw more challenges at Scottish tourism in one year, I wouldn't know what you would choose to do. We had three acts of God, the volcanic ash that everybody knows about, but two winter storms, once at the start of the year and once at the end of the year, that really shut down our transport system three times in the course of the year, and then all the recession activity and airline strikes and air traffic control strikes, and in many ways it was the perfect storm. That has obviously had an impact in the industry. It's had an impact on numbers, obviously, when you shut down the transport system. It's had an impact on numbers. Overall spend has been pretty much in line with the previous year. So, in a sense, tough though it has been a tough year. Scottish tourism has appeared to be resilient, and here we are in 2011, set to look forward to what could turn out to be quite a special period for Scottish tourism. And we're all here, we're all intact. We did about £11 billion worth of revenue last year, and we're set to move forward. I mean, the difficulty for us last year was we had to be very aggressive. We had to work on the basis that the pesky volcano would blow up through the peak season and cause Scotland's largest and prime industry a major problem. So last year was about being very opportunistic. I mean, we went out with what became known as the guerrilla marketing campaign to focus on close markets that could get here without air traffic. There was a £5 million campaign to bring in £100 million worth of additional spend. The latest tally was £161 million. And that was based mostly around the UK, a bit of Scotland and a bit of the close European markets. So that worked, but I have to say I'm looking forward to a year where we don't have to use guerrilla tactics. You know, the industry is coming together this week and thinking now, where are we after all of that? Brushing themselves down from the snow and the ice and the volcanic ash. And Scotland really is set for a pretty special period. Of course, we've got Commonwealth Games and Ryder Cup out in 2014 to look forward to, but we have the Olympics as well next year, and Scotland stands to benefit hugely from the Olympics, and not just in terms of people coming to see us during the Olympic period, but in terms of displacement in the UK market next year. Scotland is in a great position. On top of that as well, we have another year of homecoming coming in 2014, and the themed years of active, creative and natural heading into 2014. On top of that, we have the royal weddings. And of course, they fell in love in St Andrews. We don't know yet, but they may be coming to Balmoral for their honeymoon. And we have the second wedding in the middle of the year, Zara Phillips and Mike Tyndall, of course, are getting married in Edinburgh. And if all of that isn't exciting, what I'm sure your listeners and viewers will not realise is we have our Pixar movie coming. Now, Pixar, of course, made the likes of Ratatouille that made a huge impact on the Paris market, and Cars and Monsters Inc. and Toy Story. Well, their 13th movie is called Brave. It is set in rugged, mystic Scotland, all the basic icons that we love so much, and it will reach literally billions of people around the world, and it's set to be in movie cinemas from June next year. So you put all that into perspective, and the resilience that we've shown to date through the recession, also our competitiveness in terms of currencies, a competitiveness in terms of encouraging the staycation trend to continue, and obviously competitiveness inbound with the situation currency-wise with the euro, the US dollar, Canadian dollar, etc. We're really set for quite a significant period, potentially, of growth. In 2011 in particular, I should maybe highlight that we really look at 2011 as the moving year where we stand to gain real market share, because our tails are up. You can see the vibe behind us. Our tails are up. If we can make real progress in 2011, then we think we'll bounce through 12, 13, 14 to quite a period of growth and expansion. If you're going to be in tourism anywhere in the world, where better than to be in Scotland right now? You may say the UK will obviously benefit from the Olympics next year, and of course it will, and that's great. But after the Olympics, we've got the Commonwealth Games, we've got the Ryder Cup, we've got so much more lined up after that to benefit from as well. And if you want an indication as to the strength of the industry in Scotland, we're seeing real capital investment hitting the ground. And, you know, that's very rare across the entire world in tourism and leisure at this point in time. Mr. Trump is spending £1 billion literally just a few miles up the road from here. He's building his championship golf courses and his hotel right now. And that follows a trend of activity in Edinburgh and Glasgow around the conference centres and new hotels actually physically being built at this point in time in various locations across Scotland, hopefully to ensure we maximise on the opportunities that we'll see in the next few years. I think the important thing to highlight is it's not easy. You go speak to any of these businesses, no one's going to say it's easy. It's been a tough environment. But it appears that tough though it is here, it's been tougher pretty much everywhere else out with Scotland, and now we're set to really capitalise on that and move forward quickly and maybe set up the real meaningful, tangible growth that Scotland's been looking for out of tourism, during the course of the next 3-4 years.